All right, what's going on, speculators? Let's fire up the Futures Fanatic live stream for the afternoon of Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. If you weren't in my trade room this morning, you're just joining here. I hope you all had a good holiday weekend. Enjoyed your Hallmark requirements. You're required to tell the people around you that you love them, which you should do every day anyway. But this time it's about chocolates and flowers and stuff, right? All right, before we get going, and I'm going to be talking about the Taurus competition, I've been pleasantly surprised that fewer of you are acting like bozos than I had anticipated. So I'm going to go through some of the rules for the contest. You can still get started on this if you'd like to. And unlike a lot of other lame content providers that provide free prop accounts, which are basically given to them for free and worth nothing, I'm actually putting $2,500 of my own money into this competition, and I'm hopeful that I can activate at least 25 accounts for you folks. So that would be fantastic. Basically, you could get at least one account for about $22, the cost of the entry. Before we get started, though, I do want to remind you of the disclaimer and risk disclosure, which is there on the screen. The presentation is for educational purposes only. Opinions expressed are those of the presenter, and all trades presented should be considered hypothetical and should not be expected to replicate in a live trading account. If you happen to be trading stocks, which I will not be doing here in the room, but occasionally I'll show a stock chart. Nothing is solicitation to buy or sell any security. Look both ways before crossing the street. Don't eat yellow snow. All that good stuff. All right. So if you just walk into the middle of this movie, I partnered with a small firm called Taurus Arena, and we are running a trading competition, but this trading competition is going to be different than many others that you might have participated in the past. After this broadcast is done, I'll leave a link and a pinned description to how you can get involved if you're not yet involved. But what you're seeing up there is my results so far. I am at a $213 balance in all of my accounts, up $104.20 today. And I got to tell you, that's taken about the least amount of trades possible and the least amount of profit out of what these markets have provided here in the Dow Jones today. All right, you guys can ask any questions that you'd like to ask, but let me first go through the competition rules, and I'm going to read all of this to you because it's detailed, but it's not super specific, and it's meant to not be super specific, okay? So this is what I'm going to be calling a path to profit type of a competition. So the objectives, of course, are to achieve a $3,000 profit objective in your 3 prime accounts within the 2-week period. Each account's going to be evaluated independently per account, okay? Now, this is important. An account becomes ineligible if it violates the $2,000 trailing drawdown. Keep in mind that some of you might have chosen to upgrade yours to end of day, but most of you probably went with the trailing drawdown, which is what I recommended. And in a trailing drawdown with a $3,000 profit objective, you can potentially still have a positive balance and lose the account. Don't complain to me. Those are the rules. Follow the rules. Don't trade like a bozo. Trailing drawdown should not be that much of a concern. Is end of day always better? Yes, it is. These are not end of day accounts unless you bought them. Okay. You're also out of the competition if you violate the 50% consistency rule. That means no single trading day exceeds a $1,500 profit. To win the competition, at least one account must hit the $3,000 profit objective. You have to remain in compliance with all other rules and achieve the objective in a manner consistent with other accounts. Now, here's where it gets important. How is the winner actually determined? So this trading competition is going to reward the cleanest path to the profit objective, not the fastest. So let me tell you what that means. So each account is going to be scored, and the scoring is based on, first and foremost, capital preservation. So how effectively did you earn those profits, and are they protected relative to the trailing drawdown? Trade efficiency. The lower adverse excursion from entry to exit is rewarded. If you don't know what adverse excursion is, look it up. Maximum adverse excursion. Okay. So in other words, we want to find people that don't take a lot of heat on their trades. Now, obviously, you're not going to produce any profit if you're jittery on the upside. But if you want to be very intolerant and risk adverse with non-profitable positions, that's great. If you can train yourself to do that, you will eventually figure out how to let profits run. The whole thing that everyone says you're supposed to do, but no one teaches you how to actually do it. Daily risk discipline. So these accounts don't have any actual drawdown unless you bought the soft daily drawdown, close you out kind of thing, but you didn't have to buy that. But you want to stay within a soft $500 daily risk budget. That's about 25% of your drawdown when you're first starting. If you can't operate within a $500 daily risk budget, you're going to have difficulty with this particular program. Leverage efficiency. So a major component is the average concurrent open contracts are measured across the life of the account. The lower your average exposure, the higher your score. The trade frequency does not hurt you, excessive leverage does. So this is important. If you trade 2 to 3 contracts per position and you trade 60 times during the day, I don't care how many times you trade during the day. I just care about how many open concurrent contracts you had on, okay? You don't get penalized for having 2 or 3 on and then holding those for the entire day. That's great, okay? It just depends on how heavy your leverage is at any given time. And then finally, this is the most important thing. Micros are strongly preferred, okay? So we didn't set this up so that minis are prohibited. In future competitions, we're going to do it just so minis are prohibited. It'll make it a lot easier. So the use of minis is a significant scoring penalty. So yes, if you do the math, you are better off trading 10 micros than being in 1 mini, okay? Final scoring. Each account is going to be scored independently. The participant's final score is the combined performance of all 3 accounts, and the winner is the trader who demonstrates the highest overall risk-adjusted performance while respecting all of the account rules. In just a moment, I'll show you the leaderboard. The leaderboard, of course, is important as you track your way towards your profit objective, but the leaderboard is really not going to show what's going on underneath the surface. So set it a different way. Once again, this is not a YOLO competition. You need to produce a profit, but that alone is not going to ensure that you win. What actually wins is low heat entries, tight risk control, small controlled leverage, respect for trading mechanics, and consistency without oversized days. Okay, and what this competition is really testing is, can you grow 3 accounts at the same time? So if you're going to win, you're going to have to use a copier. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. And you're going to have to have all 3 of your accounts in the competition. Most likely, if you want to win. Now, since I'm giving away $2,500, I'm going to look to reward essentially as many people as I can that had at least 1 account. Again, 1 account that was consistent with your other accounts. Maybe your other accounts didn't quite pass or you weren't using the copier, but they were consistent. You weren't trading 1 recklessly and 1 conservatively. Don't do that. You have to hone in on something that works and then copy if you can. If you're not capable of copying, if you get to the profit objective, I'm hoping that I can help as many people as possible activate that account for a very small amount of money or no more money out of pocket. Okay, there's no bonus for speed. This is only a 2-week competition, so there's not much time anyway. And you might have heard this before. Apex, everybody out there says they don't want gamblers, whatever, but their programs allow you to gamble. So the structure of these accounts, you could gamble. If you want to win this competition, if you gamble, you won't win. So fair enough. That means trading minis. That means big drawdowns. That means a soft daily loss limit that exceeds about 25% of your starting account balance. If you do any of that, you won't win. Now, you can still pass these accounts since they're real accounts and get them funded. I want to point out, this is not pay to play for bullshit reasons, right? We wanted people that have skin in the game, and for about $66 for these 3 accounts, have an opportunity to have a funded account at Taurus if you'd like one. Okay, here's what's going on with the competition right now. The rankings are such that we have one that's getting very close to already passing. I myself am in 21st place. So $213 per contract per account is putting me in 21st place. I'm going to need to push that a little bit because I do want to average right around $300 to $500 per day. Again, I don't normally look at daily profit objectives. This is going to be a little challenging for me since I have a lot of things going on every day during the trade room, but no excuses. We're going to get it going. Right now, speaking of things going on, I'm essentially completely flat. Made another $804 in the live account today, which is fantastic. So that's working well. And up nicely in all of the prop programs today as well. Now, let me see. I wanted to see if, since I was doing this live, if there was any questions based on what you heard me say around the competition. the leaderboard is not worthless. You know your space on the leaderboard based on what you're doing, but the leaderboard is not going to be like other leaderboards, right? So I wouldn't say worthless, but, and I'm going to do a competition update at the end of this week and let people know kind of who's actually in it and what your competition looks like relative to those why 3 accounts and not just one. Well, because if you can do it with one, you should copy the same strategy across all of them. The purpose of this is to also demonstrate the capability of people with leverage if you use leverage properly. All right, so you're in 11th place. There you go, cool. If you want to participate in the competition, all you had to do is be on my list, and you can check the email that I sent out about this stream, and that will provide you a link to how you can get involved in the competition and the rules that I just went over. What else do we got here? Adverse excursions are fun. Everything within moderation, including moderation. If I join the free trial, will I get access to the Renko bars and VWAP on NT? Nothing about the trial has anything to do with that. You would get access to that by using either the link that you see on the trial page. Ninja will give you 2 weeks, I think, of data and the order flow that you need. Other than that, if you join our trial, we will tell you plenty of ways that you can get access to those. The Renkos are free. We use the Ninja Renkos. All right, so that's it on that. Now we can just sit around for the next 30 minutes, see if there's any opportunities to trade anything. I don't think there will be, but maybe there will. I don't know. Been a pretty cool day. We had nice two-way action going on here. Talk to you real quickly about, since I messed up the copier when I was doing the broadcast on Friday, I think. Okay, so as you can see here, this says the copier is off. A couple quick things about the copier, and I'll show you the setup in just a moment. All right, if you click off of this main screen at any time, it will turn the copier off. So what you need to do is go back to the copier and hit right here. Okay, and then hit start. I think that's off the screen. Let me move it over a little bit. Okay, so you're going to hit start right here, okay? And then you hit start. All right, let me show you let me stop it, and then you can look at the settings, okay? So we're going to go to the settings. So the way you set this up is you give it a name, okay? I leave all this other stuff the way it is. You're gonna have to select a parent account right here. So you'll hit the gear icon, select the parent. Then you'll go down here and you'll select your 2 child accounts, and you hit save. Okay. Then when you see this stopped, you got to hit start, and then you're ready to go. Okay, so just make sure that you just know that when you click off of this for some reason, like let's say you went to check out what was going on in the competition and you clicked on the competitions, but you didn't right click and open it in a new tab. If you just opened it in this tab, it would take you out of the web. To my knowledge, the copier is not available on the desktop. I would not recommend using the desktop. I just recommend keeping this simple, because the whole idea here is also you don't have to learn anything new. This is dead ass simple to come on in and enter orders. Okay. Okay, so question about how you get the MYM and other contracts that might not be available. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to market data. And again, I'm going to right click and open this in a new tab so it doesn't mess up this. Okay, you're going to go to market data. You're going to go down here to market data subscriptions. You're going to click on details. You're going to click on buy market data add-on. Okay, and you're going to select this CME bundle that's right here for free. Okay, I already have it activated for these months. You could select next month or whatever you need to do. Just click this and then click the period that's appropriate for this competition. It should be the current month. If you haven't already activated it, that's what you should be. Select, and then you just hit select add-on, and then you're good to go. Okay, so again, you click on market data subscription, buy the add-on, and do it right there. All right, keep the questions coming if I can answer any of these. Okay, so if the copier is available on the desktop, then that's new. I think when I saw the setup for the instructions that they had here in the web, at least the instructions that they had over there on YouTube said that it wasn't available yet on desktop. Yeah, the purpose of this competition, folks, is not to look. If you like thick clients and desktop and you want to connect, but generally connecting data to desktops is more difficult, and I think there's a lot of people that stayed out of this competition just because they didn't want to learn a new platform or whatever. I want to make it very clear. You don't need to learn a whole lot. And I'm finding that this deep charts is a really good alternative to TradingView and a really good alternative to TradingView. And again, some of us need other data feeds, data connectors, and order management systems and platforms and prop firms like a hole in the head. But if you're looking for something that would be a little different than all the TradingView rhythmic stuff, DX feed through the deep charts is pretty easy to set up and pretty easy to use. You can absolutely trade the NQ like a drunk squirrel if you'd like. You're not gonna win the competition. Yeah. So I know you guys are kidding around a little bit, but you're not gonna win the competition. Lobster Dad is in 10th place. Green Otter, there's a free VWAP, and Renkos are somewhere free. Must use Ninja prop firms that offer it. It's now very, very simple to get set up on NinjaTrader. If for some reason there's somebody out there that somehow doesn't yet have NinjaTrader, let me give you a link to get it. And I'll also put this in the, this is kind of long, but click on that because that actually includes 2 weeks of free data and the order flow suite for a little while just to get you hooked. All right, so we went through how to get the data. We're right inside the competition. It's pretty simple. How'd everyone trade today aside from the competition or what have you? There was some really, again, we just had some just simple two-way action. I mean, it's getting a little crazy how easy it is, right? This was our look this morning on the Dow Jones. Look at this distribution is so nice today. All up and down, all over here. Here's the value area, right? All this. You can't even really pick out a high node. There's been as much trading at 49 400s as there has been over almost at 49 685s and everything in between. Wrapped it up with a small G. G plus day for Brad. Brad, that's after you already took some really nice payouts too, right? From Take Profit. So congratulations, that's awesome. Someone's saying deep chart's probably better than TradingView. Well, again, for me, it's just about diversification, right? I want to suggest that people diversify. Now, that's another thing that I want to say. It's not in the rules, but I'd really discourage people from buying some accounts at Taurus and full porting and going nuts and taking advantage of the discount that's offered right now during this competition. Just don't do that. If you want to take shots, I don't know, take shots elsewhere, right? We're using this I want to see who can actually do things the TDG way. And the TDG way, again, it's not in the rankings because I can't make this official. It's already a pay-to-play competition. And I will consider, of course, if you meet all the objectives and you look like a great risk-adjusted trader, going to help you out with the activation fee of at least one account. That being said, it would be great if you were a member of my trading community and group so you can continue to trade that account in the context. And if you're not yet a member of the group, we still do have the offer, $249 for 3 months. You can get access to our trade room for 3 months plus some other bonuses that come along with that. $500 times 2 accounts. That's killer. Yeah, Apex seems to be running these sales constantly now. It's difficult to keep up. All right, we've got the Dow Jones actually approaching the POC right here at 49,600. I think it's kind of late enough in the day that it's very unlikely that there'll probably be anything too juicy or anything to do. But maybe if we get a little selling going on, I can get a long going on in the Dow Jones and we can get some trades going on. All right, Yuhang or Dong, you probably were late. So let's go through this one more time on how to get the Dow into the competition here. You're going to go to market data right here. Okay, go to market data. That's going to take you to a page that looks not exactly like this. It's going to take you to your challenge subscriptions with a market data subscription down here at the bottom. You're going to hit details. You're going to hit buy market data add-on. And then you're going to select this CME bundle right here, and that will include the CBOT, which you can also get MGC and some other stuff in there too. Okay, CME bundle. All right, last time I'm going to do that. We've gone through it a few times now, okay? Brian, I don't trade either of those all that often. I do trade the MNQ a little bit in the trade room, but I do it off screen. We have our resident trader advocate from TDG here. His name is Brad, and he can answer what you should do. You should not trade the NQ or the ES or any mini in any prop account ever. Did I just say that? Yes. Now, if you rack it up a huge balance, great. That's going to be 1 out of every 100, and the way to those huge balances is usually way too much risk, way too much over leveraging. I love all these guys that are talking about, I'm about to get my $200,000 payout from Apex or my $1 million payout from Apex. Great. The path to that is wild and inconsistent and has nothing to do with real trading. It is a carnival game. If you can figure out how to play the carnival game, by all means. But no minis ever. Doesn't matter the size of the account. A $4,500 account, a $5,000 account. Here I have one where I have the balance now up to $58,000. Hooah! Right? So up to $58,000. I'm not going to trade minis in there either. Why trade minis in there when I'm making $15,000 a month in that account trading 4 micros? You just heard that correct. 4 to 6 micros, $15,000 a month for the last 2 months. This month the account's already up $19,000 this month. $19,000 of real money. You don't even need any of these prop programs. You just need about $30,000, $40,000. Some of you might have $30,000 or $40,000 right now. Or you can use the prop programs properly, put in about a year, and you'll have an account that will be large enough for you to supplement and complement your income in a stress-free, predictable manner. Your mileage may vary. Past results are no guarantee of future results. You'll probably lose all your money and you're a bozo, but it's possible. Micros only. That's right. If you want an existential crisis every time you enter a trade, you can trade with those if you'd like.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, we got the Dow coming down a little bit. Maybe we get in a trade here. Nah, I'm gonna need another 180 points before I pull the trigger, as they say. Yeah, I've only shown how to do the data. Like, I did it in the broadcast on Friday twice. I did it in another thing I sent out once, and we've done it twice in here. So, you know my old thing, right? We're all dudes, most of us. Are there any ladies that watch my stream? Do we have any women that ever watch my content? If you do, hey, baby. No. I lost my train of thought. No. Here's the thing. Dudes, you got to tell us 3 times, right? We just don't listen. That's why the strip clubs say nude, 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 girls, 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 XXX. So not only told you 3 times, I've now told you 5 times how to get the data. And if you go back and watch the first part of this stream, I've read through the rules 1 time, but we're not going to read through them again. You'll have links. Check out the pinned description in this video after it's over if you're watching it at a later date. And also, if you are in the competition, at the end of the day today, I will send out an email with a link to those rules as well, so you'll know exactly what's going on. Okay? I already hinted at them before, and people that are part of my group have an inside lane a little bit, because you probably knew that I was going to say this contest should involve no minis, should involve a soft daily loss limit, should involve not over leveraging yourself, all that stuff that's in the rules. Okay? Audrey can follow directions. Good. That's what I say. I mean, I've said this, and there's a lot of clips of me saying it out there. In my experience, there's two types of people who tend to have positive outcomes in trading more so than others. And that's an entire class of people, gender, women, and then people in the military, because you can follow instructions. So I think if you're a woman that's in the military, you're in really good shape. Here we go. Anyone short Dow? Oh, uh-oh. All right. Speaking of P&L porn, that sounds like regular porn. All right, again, if you're just joining late, we're talking about the Taurus competition with Taurus Arena, a firm that's actually based in Cyprus. I'm sorry, the CEO is located in South America, but the firm is based in Cyprus. The competition is going to be one in which we trade micros, size things properly, stick with the Dow for the most part if you can. And I'm hoping to give away a bunch of my money. So we got some that are short Dow right now, and you're targeting VWAP. I love it. The targeting VWAP. Oh, I'm long the NASDAQ over here. I did not know that. That's good to know. Let's see here. Come on, NASDAQ. The hell account is that? Oh, it's a It's an eval at Blue Sky. Well, let's see if the Nasdaq rallies. I'll let you know. If not, we'll have to close it out. Oof, we got some serious wind going on here in Vegas today. It is windy. So where's VWAP 49,535, right? Pilots too. Yeah, pilots got a checklist, right? In case of emergency, you go through the whole checklist. There's this influencer couple that lives in my complex here, and I see them filming videos sometimes. And the girl's like a total smoke show, but she's a pilot. And I think she's also like a sportscaster and a pilot. And then she's dating this guy who's a big fitness model influencer. His name is Vince. And anyway, I don't know. I don't know what their site is or whatever, but occasionally they're like filming content on the street. Did you add some cash to the IB account? I did put $10,000 in it and then made about 18 grand. So I put $10,000 into it, yes. But it's up a little over 18,000 this month. A little more now, 19,000. But I was required to put some money into it, so I did. All of my IB accounts, not all of them. I have 9 or 10 different IB accounts, and I think 7 or 8 of them are a variety of different trust structures for my solo 401k and defined benefit plans and things. And I was instructed that the money that I took out last time, by virtue of transferring it to another account, was not allowed. So I had to put it back. Got to put it back.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, I'm going to scale out of this. I didn't even know I was in it. We'll just we didn't get to VWAP on our Dow Jones there. Little bullish candle here. Oh, I wanted to spend about 3 minutes talking about something that I really haven't talked about much, but it's come up on some of the conversations that I've had with some of our members. So let me go through this quickly. It's not, in practice, it can be somewhat tricky and difficult to pull off, but if you are, well, what's the best way to put this? So here's what it is, essentially, okay? What if there was a way to be both a mean reversion trader, but also be trading with the short-term trend, okay? So let me explain what I'm talking about. If you're familiar with the strategies that I talk about, it's range trader, which is the chart you're looking at right now, as well as stay in your lane, which is the chart right here. This is the stay in your lane chart for what is this? For gold, okay? So this is stay in your lane, and then over here we have the why don't I actually just go to the Dow here so it's consistent. Okay, so there's the Dow on stay in your lane. I'm using volume bars here too, which I'll start to talk a little bit more about. All right. So while people are learning mean reversion, I hear quite often the lament of, well, I get in too early or I get hurt on trend days, or how do I know when to do this level or not that level? And we teach a lot of that because everything that we do is based on volatility as a measure of ATR, so you sort of know where you're at on the playing field. But another thing that you might want to experiment with, and again, I just want to point out, this is not that easy, but it can potentially keep you out or give you some confidence to be a little bit bigger or when to get into these trades. So all it is how often can you actually be following the direction of the 30-minute candle? All right? Following the direction of the 30-minute candle. Now, on the candle that we're on right now, right, this would have kept you out of this long right here, which is prior session low. I want to trade prior session low and buy it, right? You could certainly have bought prior session low right there. But at the time, this candle was red. Okay? Now it's just about red. It's a doji, right? It's just a little battle going on here. We have 5 more minutes till market on close. But what if you just gave yourself a little rule that regardless of where price is on stay in your lane, like over here, let me just be consistent. I'm all over the place. Okay, hold on. I didn't want to look at that. Okay, so keep losing my charts. All right, here we go. All right, so right now, you just would not be long because we basically have a red candle. I mean, it's a doji going on right now. Now let's talk about it on the downside here. This was a wacky candle, right? Technically, you could not have been short this entire candle here because it was a bullish candle until it wicked out and reversed all the way down, right? Open at 49,401, got all the way up to 49,790, and then closed right here at 49,572. The next candle opens up. You still can't be long. Now, again, you're going to have stay in your lane opportunities to buy the -2s here. I know that there was plenty of opportunities to find this V bottom and buy the -2s. But now you wait on this candle too, let's say. Now this candle, same thing, right? You know how to read candles, right? There's the open, there's the close. It keeps you out of this entire fall as well. Are there areas to get in long on this candle when it gets back up there? Yes. But then this is the candle where you make all the money. Because this candle opens up right here, and now let's say you have some sort of signal. I'm not looking at what these levels are over on the stay in your lane, but now this is where you get long. And you stay long this entire candle. So the idea here is you're looking for mean reversion level entries potentially, but what if also you just put a little filter in that said, you know what, more often than not, I just want to be trading in the direction of the 30-minute candle. Now, the reason I hadn't talked about that until recently is because, first of all, it's hard to implement a little bit, and it will keep you out of a lot of high probability trades, because more often than not, you're going to have to, mean reversion means that you're entering at the scariest points, right? After a big flush, after a big push down on the long side. But if you have more time to trade during the day and more time to look at charts, and you want to experiment a little bit with how often am I trading in the direction of the 30-minute candle, it might actually end up helping you out quite a bit. What I find it's most useful for is sizing and conviction, right? Your first couple entries might be, of course, and I mean of course, your first couple entries, if they're high probability entries, are not going to be in the direction of the 30-minute candle if you're a mean reversion trader. But one of the most difficult things to do is, let's say you start to get long in here, you're managing risk, you get a few more on, you get a few more on, you get a few more on. The most difficult thing, including myself, for a lot of traders to do is, after you already have managed this and you're profitable, you're looking right here, and now this is where you just you lay in. You already hopefully have some profits here, you've handled it, and now you just lay in. And that's different than just holding a 1 or 2 for a runner. It's like getting bigger. And the entire time this candle stays green, you're just in it. Does that make sense, what I said? Can I get a 1 in the chat if that makes sense? Yeah, I have subtitles. I don't know if his name is Vince Fisher, but his name is Vince. He's a pretty wealthy guy because he sold like a ton of supplements and whatever. Anyway, what was I? Oh yeah, I was just telling you that they live here. All right. So again, easier said and demonstrated than done. But if you are by any means struggling, you can apply that as an additional filter and start to see it in real time and start to go back test it. Okay? Someone wants me to cover it again. All I'm saying is see how often your trade is in the direction of the 30-minute candle. So selling here, being short on this candle, being short on this candle, being long on this candle. I mean, that's basically the gist of what I'm saying.
Order filled.
All right, we just got our market on close orders. I didn't really see it do much. And again, what I just went through in terms of trend trading, following a micro trend over the 30-minute period of time, is going to keep you out of your original high probability entry sometimes. Just know that. Where it's most useful is giving you the opportunity to get bigger in a winning position, or in some instances, enter a position at a level that you might not see on stay in your lane. And again, as an example today, the S&P is the same thing here, right? We have an area to short right here. Okay, this is an offer zone right here. Clearly, we can connect R1 up to the downward sloping T line and the prior session high, and we have an opportunity to get short up here, okay? So this is an offer zone. But if you followed what I'm talking about here, let's say you had an order resting up here, 69.80s or whatever, you just cancel it. You can't, because you're shorting into a green candle. Now, you didn't take much heat on this and then it did reverse, but the first place you could get short on this candle would be actually right here, because this is the first time this candle is red. It's 68.74. And now you're short. Some of you said you were short the Dow and you're looking for a move to VWAP. I don't think that's going to happen today, but so that's it. We're just trying to trade with. Now, when you go back in, look at this after the fact, once the candles are printed, it becomes really easy to go, oh, I should be able to do this. It's not easy in real time. Trust me, okay? And again, it's going to keep you out of some high probability original entries. But what it can certainly do is help you also look at areas in which you can get short. Keep in mind also that every short in the S&P today is a with trend trade on this time frame, because we're below T line and we're below the prior session high. Okay? So what if you could be both a mean reversion trader and a trend trader at the same time? Oh, the possibilities. All right, going to put the rules for the contest in the chat here one more time. If you're not in the contest, there's still time. You could certainly join today. Yesterday was a holiday. Yeah, what I've found in having a lot of really great conversations with our members over the last month or so, and I kind of knew this already, is that you guys are just staring at this stay in your lane too much. Okay? You're staring at this stay in your lane too much. You need to incorporate both, so your look should be what I often say, right? We need both right here. Now, I got 5 more minutes or so. Let me go through one other thing that's come up. which is what I have selected here on TradingView is called volume bars. You get to them by going right here, volume candle. Okay. Don't worry about the actual amount of volume. And yes, there's internals. You can bring up footprint charts and all kinds of other stuff if you want that, right? If it helps and you're at the level in which you're ready to, I always relate this to golf. If you don't have the mechanics and you can't really swing and hit the club consistently straight for a little bit and you're still duffing and you're doing all these things, you do not need to hire some expensive coach like I made the mistake of doing. My coach is $425 an hour. I'm not a $425 an hour golf coach. I don't need that guy, but I was like, who's the best in town? The guy that works with the PGA pros. I can afford it, so that's what I'm doing. You don't need to do that. Okay, so you don't need to add a bunch of other things to your charts until such time as you kind of maybe you're ready for that. But this volume candle is a simple visual look. The thicker and fatter the candle is, the more volume. Okay, and I have it applied both to the 5-minute and to the 30-minute. Now here, I'm gonna blow your mind, man, with this. Ready for me? Blow your mind, right? How often do you see people teaching on stocks and stuff, and they always go, because they have those volume charts at the bottom, which are totally useless. And then it's a big selling candle, and the volume pops, like, oh, the sellers were in control, and time to get short after the fact, and after you see all that volume. No, I'm going to teach you something simple here. You want to buy both the blue candle and the red candle at the close. You want to buy anytime you see a big ass red candle. Look to be a buyer at or around the next candle. Same thing when you see a big blue candle, a big fat blue candle. Look to be a buyer on that blue candle. Does that make sense? We want to buy red candles with a lot of volume because what do they indicate? Now, this is not the same as shorting a big blue candle and buying a big red candle, right? It's not the same. In this case, we're only talking about longs. When it comes to longs, we want to buy a big fat red candle or the next candle and do the same thing with a blue candle. When we see a big fat blue candle, we want to be long. The inverse is not true. If we see a big fat blue candle leading up to a level that we might want to fade it, be a little bit more cautious. Because that's buying pressure, and buying pressure generally holds. Whereas the selling pressure, because markets have positive skew, does not. So if you look at it on the MES today too, what if you were to just buy at market the next candle after this candle? And then what if you were to just buy at market? See how they're about the same? So it's just visually telling you that there's a lot of buying going. There was a lot of selling here. Fine. All the suckers got flushed out. Now I want to buy. Oh, I got another big buy more. Buy more. Maybe start to get out. This is at POC. This candle's a little thinner than the others. This would not classify. All these candles here would not classify. The only ones that I would consider is these fat ones over here. These 4 fat ones. Speaking of, it's Fat Tuesday, isn't it? We're on Fat Tuesday today. All right, man. Go back and watch this stream. We dropped a lot of knowledge. So we got all the trading rules associated with the Taurus competition. We got the concept of trading alongside and in the direction of the 30-minute candle. And we have a volume candle that we can apply and buy the red ones and buy the blue ones. The next candle. Okay? So if we go through this one last time, we're not buying this candle, we're buying this candle. And then when the next one's fat, we're buying this one too. And then when the next one's fat, we're buying this one too. When? I don't know. As soon as it starts forming and starts moving up, buy it. This buying here after we find a bottom is the most difficult thing for traders to do. This is the hardest trade to do. The trade that's easy for a lot is to buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here, buy more, buy more, buy more, get stopped out at the low. Buy, get stopped out at the low. Learn how to wait. When you see candles like this, buy this one, buy this one, buy this one. Adam's about talking about looking for low volumes to go to go short. You could. I'm gonna work on more on optimizing for teaching people how to be long. It's just a lot easier. There's plenty of shorts, but if I could get a lot of futures traders to be out of the market more often when the market's falling, find the ability to earn the right to find the V bottoms, they're just a lot easier to trade. But yes, you could look for low volume to I mean, if you really want to get into it, I hate I can't stand candlestick visual price patterns from candles, but there is something to them. So at or around this level, you can look for dojis and then put an order at the bottom of the doji. But we got enough levels to work off of here. It's just simply putting the orders on the lines. All right, there's a little pop for the Nasdaq into the close. You got about 20 more seconds with the delay to get any questions you have in here. Volume bars are only available on the premium subscription. Okay, well, being a trader does cost some money, so spend less money blowing up and resets and all these kinds of things. My monthly cost for data and everything for my business is well over $5,000 for all my tools and everything. And then I have trading buddies like Netto and stuff that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on research and things like that. So bummer, but anyway, that'll be it for today. Sounds like Taurus has some volume bars too. If you want to pop those on there, take a look. Let's take one last look at the rankings. I'm digging it. Look at you guys. Of course, I'm only showing the positive accounts on here, but I'm in 21st place. I want you guys to all kick my ass, but kick my ass in a responsible way. All right, everybody. Stay green. Trade like you mean it. If for some reason you are not yet a member of the greatest trading community ever, please do check the description after the stream is over, or make sure you get on my list so you can check out the trade room. We're growing rapidly. We're bringing a lot of cool energy. We just had a Trader Talk Tuesday today with John out of Connecticut. Young and older, and everybody in between. We welcome everybody. This is the only way to trade small accounts. There's no other way to do it. So instead of beating your head against the wall, figure out how to do this properly and overlay some structure to what you're doing. Do I recommend Apex? Sure, Apex is fine. There's no shortage of... If you go with Apex, I would recommend that you select a TradeAvate account and not a Rhythmic account. I think my code is TDG Fanatic. I think. Use my code. Help me make $3. Okay, that will be it for today. But more so than recommending any particular prop account or prop firm, I recommend learning how to trade and learning how to see markets and understanding the importance of volatility and volume and putting probabilities in your favor. After that, any of them are fine as long as they've been around for a little while. And you should be good to go on all of them, okay? All right, that'll be it for today. Stay green, trade like you mean it. Look forward to seeing you guys at the top of the leaderboard, done properly, at Taurus. See you tomorrow. Be good. Bye.